One thing you really have to consider for off-the-grid living is a sewing machine. And most sewing machines, they run on AC power. They use an adapter that plugs into an AC line, and they're kind of big. They take up a lot of space. So if you're in a tiny home situation, sometimes storing a great big machine is just not so great. The foot pedal alone is big. And so I ordered this Wonder off of the local Chinese dump truck. I got it on Amazon. It was fulfilled by Amazon. The manufacturer, they didn't answer my messages, and so, you know, when I had questions about the product, like does it run on batteries, etc., and they didn't give any reply. And had it not been fulfilled by Amazon, I probably wouldn't have ordered it, because I would wonder if the seller would guarantee it. But since Amazon fulfills it, you deal with Amazon for your returns and your problems. This machine comes with a little tiny presser foot and a 6-volt adapter. It's a 6-volt machine, and the owner's guide, and this little bag of goodies. Okay, it comes with a little tiny presser foot, the 6-volt adapter, and then you have a bag of little goodies. You get the double needle and the single needle, the threader, and the extra needle, or the extra bobbin and thread items, which is nice because, like, a lot of the machines, they don't work very well with full-size spools of thread, so at least this should allow you to use full-size spools of thread. Now, I'm saving these because what I can do later for storage is pack them away. And this is the little machine. Now I'm going to put the adapter aside, and as you can see, you can turn the light on, and the reason you can do that is it's really great for off-grid. It takes 4 rechargeable AA batteries, so you can put the batteries in and then recharge them. And I've got to warn you about rechargeables. They fit really tight in this machine, but they work great because you just keep on recharging them. And then when you want to sew, you can actually just turn the power on and sew, and it'll sew across. And I do have to say, here's the little thread guard. I do have to say that it is kind of cheaply made, because you can see where it's kind of off balance on the center there, where the center of the presser foot is to the needle when it's on straight stitch. And this is your little spinner that allows you to take your needle out, because we don't want to do anything until the needle's out. And then you can lift your presser foot up, and you see the material comes out of the machine. And under here is where the bobbin goes. And you have like 5 choices of stitch, straight and zigzag. It's not that great, because you can see from the picture that the zigzag only goes so close. But if you wanted to do something like, let's say, like a buttonhole, you could probably just go over the seam twice, like sew the buttonhole once and then do it a second time, and that would have it closer together. But for general, like sewing, like pillows and fixing clothes, fixing waistlines, it's great for that. And it has a back stitch where you can sew backward. One problem too, when you're off the grid, you're going to have a lot of repairs that you have to make, and like with this, I was redoing the waistband and I kind of did some sloppy sewing, and so that needs to be repaired. So I'm going to go away for a minute and turn the camera off and repair these and come back. I'm back, and as you can see, that little extra seam, the shoddy area is fixed. It actually did a pretty decent job. It's really surprising because really, this little machine, it looks like a toy. It feels like a toy, but actually it's doing pretty good. It's doing probably as good as my Viking would do on it. Except the Viking's a lot better quality. One thing that I should mention on this machine is the tension. To get the tension right, it's now right. It ends up being like really tight, this thread. So I find like when I need a little extra thread down at the bottom, I pull it here and then pull it at the bottom, because when I pull it at the bottom it kind of sticks. But that's normal, just to pull it here so it comes through, and then pull it at the bottom, not try to pull it at the bottom. Because if you pull it at the bottom, you think that the tension's off and you're loosening it, and then find out that your seam isn't correct. So I really don't have any problem with the tension. Like with the Viking, it sometimes would knot up here at the tension and I'd have to take it apart and re-thread it. As long as I do this on this, I don't have any problem, and the seams come out great. And so I did it on the middle setting here for stitches, you know, the middle length stitch. I did the back stitch. It worked great. The one thing that I'm finding kind of strange to get used to is that my needle up and down is here instead of here. That takes some getting used to, but I think this is a keeper. And I have to say, about 10 years ago I bought a machine at Walmart for $125. It was a Singer, and I had problems with it from day one, from the first project. It seemed to knot up. I got knots in my seams. It just didn't, it was a cheap machine, and it acted and performed like a cheap machine. I don't think it looked as cheap as this one, but I think it did not perform near as well as this one has so far. Only time's going to tell 6 months down the line if it's going to be any good, but I think basically for off the grid it's going to be good. Also, I was using the foot pedal on the machine that came with the machine, but you can use the on-off button too, like if you're somewhere where you don't want to put the foot pedal down. This means that you can take it just about anywhere. I mean, you go out and you want to sew in the sun, you can go to a picnic table and just, you know, put your presser foot down, use the batteries, and sew in the sun. And it's always a good idea to turn the LED light off when it's not in use, because then that will run your batteries and also, you know, burn out the LED faster. I have been playing with it quite a bit. The batteries still seem really strong. I think at this point, since I still have AC power, I'm probably going to just take the batteries out and use the adapter. And as far as storage, I think it's going to be great compared to the other machine. It's just not fitting a sewing machine in a tiny home or an RV when you're living off the grid is just kind of takes up a lot of space. And if you notice here, this little tiny, I'm going to call it the toy machine, even though it functions like a real machine. This little toy machine, it's about the same, close to the same size as the pedal alone for the Viking machine. So as far as storage, I don't think it's going to be too bad. Trying it with the adapter. I plugged the adapter in. Of course, they have YouTube videos that show you how to wind the bobbin and thread the machine, and at the company they show you how to do this. And they show you how to, you know, set the adapter up, and it's a really great video. You'll understand completely how to thread the machine afterward if you're having any problems and how to work it. Great video by the company on YouTube. Just Google the company and you'll get a couple of their videos for all their different machines. And they have one for this machine. So I plugged the adapter in. As far as length of the adapter, not great at all. But the adapter isn't why I bought the machine, and I bought it for an off-grid thing. I just figured in the meantime, while I have AC power, it'll work great. So also, you can get a 6-volt, like a 6-volt cigarette lighter adapter that you could use to have the adapter. But really, if I'm living in a tiny home or RV, I'm just going to use the batteries because the batteries are still going strong. So for $80, I don't think you can beat it, really. That's what I paid for this machine compared to the $125 one that I was talking about. I think that it definitely, this is definitely a better buy than that. Really good for $80. And then what I'm planning to do, cases are kind of expensive for machines, and they don't have toy machine cases. So what I'm planning to do, I just have this bag that I kind of really don't know what to do with, but except maybe to like get rid of it. So what I'm going to do as far as storing the machine away, I'm going to put the fabric back in to protect the presser foot, and take my foot pedal back out. And then what I'm going to do is these styrofoam items that came in the box originally with the machine, I'm going to take them and put the machine back in here like that, and that will protect it and protect the buttons because it is very fragile. One thing I have to say about this machine, you're going to have to just treat it very, very gingerly. And then what I can do, put this down in here. Kind of turned around a little bit. And put it up like this, and then I have a little thing to put it away, and I can put my parts in on the side, and also maybe put like a little plastic bag over the top. And so until I find a better storage situation, this can be stored away, and not much storage involved with this. So I think this is a winner. It's a really good find and perfect for off-grid RV or tiny home. Thank you for watching, and have a great evening.